Alright, Shalom. This is the brother Untitled Chapter, GMS South Carolina camp. I want to first and foremost give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawashi Mount Shai. Double honors to the elders, a great millstone, taught me this truth. And Shalom to the Akim out there pushing the truth and sincerity. We gonna touch, the intro video said, we gonna go through the history. Alright. Now I want to make this clear. Anytime you read in the scriptures when it said Israel worship Balaam or Baal, know that the woman worship was associated with that, okay? Because Baal was considered the sun god, which we're gonna get some history on it real quick. This is from the dictionary, Smith's Bible Dictionary on Baal. Okay. It says the supreme male deity of the Phoenicians and Canaanitish nations, which the Phoenicians are Canaanites, okay, which the Canaanites are you so-called South Africans, okay. Alright. Okay. Alright, so Baal was the supreme male deity of the Phoenicians and the Canaanites. As Ashtaroth was their female deity. Alright? So anytime you saw the male deity worship as Baal, talking about these heathens, they also worship Ashtaroth with it. Okay, it says both names have particularly of being used in the plural, and it seems certain that these plurals designate not statues or divinities, but different modifications of the deities themselves. Okay, yeah. So every place that you see like Baal, which the plural will be Balaam, and when you see Ashtaroth or Ashtoreth, okay, when it's Ashtoreth, alright, it's singular, but when it's Ashtaroth, it's plural, and they're always connected. Okay, this is the plural. Balaam is found frequently alone, as well as in connection with Ashtoreth and with Asherah, or as our versions render it, the groves. Anytime you see the word groves, it was always associated with women's worship, okay, or the worship of the female deity. Okay, the word in the Hebrew is commonly known, frequently occurrence, having the meaning Lord. Not so much, however, it is in the sense of ruler or master, owner, possessor. Alright, talking about Baal. Okay, there can be no doubt that the very high antiquities of the worship of Baal. We find it established amongst the Moabites. Alright, the Moabites are these so-called Chinese, alright, and Koreans, and their allies, the Midianites, alright, in the time of Moses, which we're going to read this account going in about Baal-Peor. Okay, we're going to see, was it beneficial for Israel to worship Baal-Peor, alright, which Baal as himself is worshipped as the sun god, or the male deity, and Ashtaroth, alright, which is also now seen in the scriptures as the groves, was worshipped as the woman deity, or the moon goddess, okay, or the queen of heaven. So it says, we find it established amongst the Moabites and their alliance with the Midianites at the time of Moses. It's a lot. And through these nations, the Israelites were seduced to worship this god under the peculiar form of Baal-Peor. Okay. Nevertheless, the fearful punishment which their idolatry brought upon them in this instance, the succeeding generations returned to the worship of Baal, and with the expectation of the period during which Gideon was a judge. Alright, but yeah, let me just stay with the point right there, because then it's going into the different times Israel engaged in this. But we're going to start where it started first, which is the worship of Baal-Peor. Alright, in Numbers chapter 25. Okay. Now this is from the Eastern Bible Dictionary, Baal-Peor. It means Lord of the opening, a god of the Moabites. Okay. Now, what was associated with Baal worship? Alright. Alright. Jeremiah 19 and 3. It says, "And said, Hear ye the word of the Lord, O kings of Judah, inhabitants of Jerusalem. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will bring evil upon this place, the which whosoever heareth his ears shall tingle, because they have forsaken me and estranged this place, and have burnt incense in it unto other gods, whom neither they nor their fathers have known, nor the kings of Judah, and have filled this place with blood of the innocent. They have built also the high places of Baal, to burn their sons with fire for burnt offerings unto Baal, which I commanded not, nor spake it, neither came it into my mind." Okay, so part of Baal worship was burning their children. Okay, all right, and also engaging in illicit sexual acts. Okay, all right, yeah. So it says Baal-Peor, Lord of the opening, a god of the Moabites, worshipped by obscure rites, so called from Mount Peor, where this worship was celebrated, Baal-Peor. The Israelites fell into the worship of this idol. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's go straight to the story. All right. Now, the only reason why this was set up was because when you go back into the history of the Moabites, all right, Balak, king of Moab, wanted to curse Israel. All right, but he couldn't do it because the Lord had not cursed Israel. You can read this account in Numbers chapter 22 through 24. Okay, when he hired Balaam, all right, who was a soothsayer, all right, to curse Israel. All right, but the Lord wouldn't allow him to curse Israel. Therefore, he had to think of another way. All right, and that was to get them to engage in idol worship, which led to them getting jacked up. Okay, all right. Okay, Revelations chapter 2 verse 14. "But I have a few things against thee, because thou hast them that hold the doctrine of Balaam, who taught Balak to cast a stumbling block before the children of Israel, to eat things sacrificed unto idols, and to commit fornication," which is illicit sexual acts. All right, when you look that word porne, yeah. All right. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's what Balaam taught Balak, because Balaam couldn't curse him. So Balak, king of Moab, all right, who wanted to curse Israel because he feared them, he set up this. Balaam taught him this to basically get Israel to engage in idolatry, which will lead to their fall. Okay, so let me get that real quick, that account, and then I'm gonna go into the story. All right, because these nations know that's our weakness, man. If we engage with idols, that's our downfall. Okay, this is Judith. Okay, out of the Apocrypha of Judith, chapter 5. Alright, Judith chapter 5 verse 17, it says, "And whilst they sin not before their God," talking about Israel, "they prosper, because the God that hateth iniquity was with them. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, They were destroyed in many battles very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs. And the temple of their God was cast to the ground, and their cities was taken by the enemies. But now are they returned to their God, and are come up from the place where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are settled in the hill country, and for it was desolate. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their God, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest the Lord defend them, and their power be for them, and we become a reproach before all the world. Okay, that's right. So these heathens, alright, they know that as long as we doing the right thing, alright, reverencing and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, and fearing Yahawashi, and having faith, we can't be touched. But if we go off and depart from him and start committing iniquity, which is sin upon sin, then we open season. Alright, so this is why Balaam taught Balak, king of Moab, alright, to persuade or seduce the Israelites and to worship in Baal, alright, and Ashtaroth, because they were all connected, even though she's not mentioned, or woman worship is not mentioned particularly in this story, but you know it was there because they was always connected, okay, at Mount Peor with these Moabite women and Midianite women, alright, which were heathens. So Numbers 25:1, it says, and Israel abode in Shittim, and all the people began to commit whoredoms with the daughters of Moab. Alright, okay, talking about the men, they got enticed and started messing with the Moabite women and got entangled in what they worship. Okay, and they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods, and the people did eat and bow down to their gods. Okay, that's right. So the women of Moab and Midian were basically set up to entice the Israelite man to go, and once they dealt with them, you know, start getting it on with them, then they was to slowly implement the worship of Baal, and that's what they did. It says they called the people into the sacrifice of their gods, and the people did eat and bow down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal-Peor, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. Alright, so now we see, okay, number one, when you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans engage in sun worship and woman worship, it angers the Lord. Okay, alright, because he told us not to engage, alright, with these heathens like that, man. Alright. Yeah. Okay, Exodus 20, alright, verse 1, it says, and God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other God before me. Alright, and that's what he told them. Alright, but they engaged in that. Okay. Alright. That's a lot. Okay, Psalms 81:8. Hear, O my people, and I will testify unto thee, O Israel, if thou wilt hearken unto me, there shall no strange God be in thee, neither shalt thou worship any strange God. I am the Lord thy God, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt. Open thy mouth wide, and I will fill it. Okay, so he commanded them not to deal with these nations' gods, man. Alright, Deuteronomy chapter 6. Deuteronomy 6:12, it says, Then beware lest thou forget the Lord, which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. Thou shalt fear the Lord thy God, and serve him, and shalt swear by his name. Ye shall not go after the other gods, the gods of the people which are round about you. Okay? Alright? And that include the Moabites, so-called Chinese, and the Midianites. Alright? Okay, Deuteronomy chapter 13, alright, verse 7 says, namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, nigh unto thee, or far off from thee, from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. Thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither shalt thine eye pity him, neither shalt thou spare, neither shalt thou conceal him, Yeah, so you ain't supposed to engage in these gods or these heathens, and you ain't supposed to listen to them, man, when they try to persuade you to engage in that madness, man. Alright, Deuteronomy 23:32. I mean Exodus 23:32. Alright, it says, thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor with their gods, that they shall not dwell in thy land, lest they make thee sin against me. For if thou serve their gods, it will surely be a snare unto thee. Alright, that's right. Alright. Exodus 34:12, it says, take heed to thyself, lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land whither thou goest, lest it be for a snare in the midst of thee, but ye shall destroy their altars, break their images, and cut down their groves. Alright, the groves going into the woman worship. Okay. Alright, so the Lord was never with no woman worship, man. For thou shalt worship no other God, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous power. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a-whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice, and thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a-whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a-whoring after their gods. Thou shalt make thee no multi-god. That's right. So basically, like we read in the first 3 verses of Numbers 25, that's what happened. Israel don't listen, man. Okay? They wasn't to deal with those women and get, persuaded by them to worship their gods. Okay? Alright? Which is not a sin if a Israelite man want to take a woman from the other nation as a concubine. I deal with her sexually, but engaging in her worship, you going off. So the Lord said, don't make no covenant with them, alright, so that you won't go a-whoring, nor deal with their sacrifices, alright, and take none of their daughters, meaning as your wives, unto thy sons, and their daughters go a-whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a-whoring after their gods. And that's what happened. Okay? That's what happened. Alright? Okay? That's right. Because I tell you in 1 Corinthians, alright, that these heathens, what they worship, they're worshiping spirits on the left hand side. They worship devils, okay, or demons. Alright, 1 Corinthians 10 and 18, it says, behold, Israel after the flesh, are not they which eat of the sacrifices partakers of the altar? What say I then? The idol is that the idol is anything, or that which is offered as sacrifice to idols is anything? But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils, and not to the Most High. And I would not that ye should have fellowship with devils. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils. Ye cannot be partaker of the Lord's table and the table of devils. Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he? And that's what Israel did, engaging with the worship of Baal-Peor. Okay? Alright? Because it's all idol worship, man. Okay? Alright? Yeah, so back to Deuteronomy chapter 6. Alright? Verse 14, ye shall not go after other gods, or the other gods of the people round about you. For the Lord thy power is a jealous God among you, lest the anger of the Lord thy power be kindled against thee, and destroy thee from off the face of the earth. Yeah. Alright, Deuteronomy 8:19, it says, and it shall be, if thou do at all forget the Lord thy power, and walk after other gods, and serve them, and worship them, I testify against you this day, that ye shall surely perish. As the nations which the Lord destroyed before your face, so shall ye perish, because ye will not be obedient unto the voice of the Lord your power. Deuteronomy 11:26. It says, behold, I set before you this day a blessing and a curse. Alright. Deuteronomy 30:15. It says, see, I have set before thee this day life and good, death and evil. Alright, so the blessing, alright, is life and good. Alright, the curse is evil and death. Alright. Deuteronomy 11:27. The blessing, if ye obey the commandments of the Lord your power, which I command you this day. And a curse, if ye will not obey the commandments of the Lord your power, but turn aside out of the way which I commanded you this day, to go after other gods, which ye have not known. Alright, so that was a grave sin, man. Alright. Alright, so Exodus 20:3, thou shalt not have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Okay? Alright? That's right. So Exodus 22:20. He that sacrifice unto any god, save the Lord only, he shall be utterly destroyed. That's right. Look at this about. Okay, Deuteronomy 17 and Deuteronomy 16. Deuteronomy chapter 17 verse 2. It says, if there be found among you within any of thy gates which the Lord thy power giveth thee, man or woman, that have wrought wickedness in the sight of the Lord thy God, and transgressing his covenant, and have gone to serve other gods, and worship them, either the sun, which Baal was associated with worshiping the sun, or moon, that's associated with women worship, or Ashtaroth, or any of the host of heaven, which I have not commanded, and it be told thee, and thou hast heard of it, and inquired diligently, and behold, it be true, the thing certain, that such abomination is wrought in Israel. Alright, so worshiping the sun and the moon, or the woman, is an abomination, man. Okay? A filthy, wicked, disgusting act, man. Then shalt thou bring forth the man or that woman which have committed that wicked thing unto thy gates, even that man or that woman, and shall stone them with stones till they die. At the mouth of 2 witnesses or 3 witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death. But at the mouth of 1 witness he shall not be put to death. The hand of the witness shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterwards the hand of all the people. So thou shalt put the evil away from among you. Alright. Okay, one more script and go back. Alright, Leviticus 26:1. Ye shall make you no idols or graven image, neither rear ye up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your God. Okay, and that's what they did. So let's go back. Alright. Excuse me. Numbers 25. Verse 1. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. Alright, so these women of Moab and Midian, which we're going to find it was both of them, because that's what Moab and Midian were in a league to take down Israel. Alright, and because they couldn't curse them, alright, by means of Balaam, the sorcerer, okay, they came up, Balaam taught them to present idolatry through the use of their women, alright, okay, which were whores, alright, to pull Israel into that worship, the men, which will cause them to sin, which will cause them to be open game, okay, alright. Verse 2, and they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods, and the people did eat and bow down to their gods, which we found out the Lord, what he commanded them not to do that. And said, and Israel joined himself unto Baal-Peor, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, okay, because he's a jealous God, alright, and he said not to have no God before him, man, alright. So the worship of the son, worship of the woman, that's having another God before the Lord, and that makes him angry, man. And that's considered a wicked, filthy, disgusting act, or an abomination in his eyes. Okay, verse 4. And the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. Because who persuaded the people into worshiping Baal-Peor? It was leaders. Just like now, like the black conscious niggas, alright? And you got certain niggas in Israel on the slide that be pushing that woman worship. They was the ones back then that was persuading the people to follow the God of the Moabites and Midianites, which is Baal-Peor. Okay, so the Lord, he saw that, he said, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned from all Israel. So they had to get put to death. Okay, alright. And Moses said to the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal-Peor. Alright? Okay? That judgment is coming back, man. All you niggas out there that's teaching the worship of the sun, alright, knowingly and unknowingly, alright, and the worship of the woman, knowingly and unknowingly, your fate, you're going to get put to death in these days, man. Alright? And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal-Peor. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. Because back then, it wasn't no, it ain't like now where we have a little room of grace and mercy to get it right. Back then, if you messed up, that's your ass, man. And this nigga, which we gonna get him, this nigga, alright, while Israel is crying and praying that the Lord don't destroy him, because the Lord he was like that, man. Alright? Okay? This nigga just brings the woman in front of everybody, this whore, this Midianite bitch, alright, whom he joined himself unto to worship Baal-Peor, alright. He brought her in front of everybody, man, while the people was crying and praying to the Lord that he won't eradicate them, man. Verse 7, and when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand, alright. And Phinehas, which he's a Levite, alright, of the chosen seed of Aaron, alright, that was set up to be the seed of the high priestess, okay, because his father was Eleazar, alright, who was the son of Aaron, the high priest chosen of the Lord, the first high priest over Israel, okay. So Phinehas saw this nigga, alright, and he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand, and he went after the men of Israel into the tent, and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. So, just off of that, number one, when Israel was persuaded by their leaders to go worship Baal-Peor, okay, alright, and engaging in that, alright, and persuading the people, what happened? It brought what? A plague upon Israel, man, upon the whole nation, man. Alright? And Phinehas, knowing the fear of the Lord, he was enraged, man, and he went and he put that nigga to death, and he put that bitch to death, man. Okay? Alright? It said, and he went after the man into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. And those that died in the plague were 24,000. Okay? Those were all the people that engaged in that. That includes all them leaders that was in Israel, that was rebelling against Moses and Aaron. Okay? Alright? Like this nigga we gonna read who Phinehas put to death. Okay? Because him and the rest of those leaders was the cause of 24,000 Israelites getting put to death by the plague, alright, or getting X'd out by the judges. Alright. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, have turned my wrath away from the children of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consume not the children of Israel in my jealousy. Okay? Alright, so Phinehas, he did a righteous thing, man. He put to death this nigga and that demon, that heathenistic bitch. Alright, that was causing Israel to go off, man. Alright? Okay? Wherefore say, behold, I give unto him my covenant of peace, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his power, and made an atonement for the children of Israel. Okay? That's right. So the Lord blessed him, and gave him a covenant of an everlasting priesthood, man. So Phinehas, he's back today, and he's going to be delivered, man. Okay? Alright? Alright? Okay? He's going to be honored in the kingdom, man. Alright? Like through the Spirit of the Lord, we honoring him now. Alright? He's going to be honored once more for his righteousness, man. Okay? Alright? Because he saved the children of Israel from being destroyed. Alright? Now the name of the Israelite that was slain, even that was slain with the Midianitish woman, was Zimri, the son of Saul, a prince of the chief house among the Simeonites. Tribe of Simeon is you so-called Dominicans. Okay, you make up the tribe of Simeon. Okay, so it was a Dominican nigga, alright, that was sleeping with this Midianitish woman, alright, which was actually a daughter of one of the top kings of the Midianites. Okay, and the name of the Midianitish woman that was slain was Cozbi, the daughter of Zur. He was head over a people in a chief house in Midian. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Vex the Midianites, and smite them, for they vexed you with their wiles, meaning tricks, okay, deceits, wherewith they have beguiled you in the matter of Peor, and in the matter of Cozbi, the daughter of a prince of Midian, their sister, which was slain in the day of the plague for Peor's sake. So what happened? Okay. Alright. The Lord, he put those who had counsel against Israel, the Lord had them found out and got put to death. Alright. In this war. Alright. Numbers chapter 31 verse 1. It said, the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, avenge the children of Israel on the Midianites. Afterward shall they be gathered unto thy people. And Moses spake unto the people, say, arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge the Lord of Midian. Alright. Of every tribe 1,000 throughout all the tribes of Israel shall ye send to the war. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest, to the war, with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. Alright? Because only the sons of Aaron can blow the trumpets for war and stuff. Alright? Priests. Okay? So Phinehas, after putting this nigga, Zimri, alright, the son of Saul, a prince in the chief house of the Simeonites, he put him to death, and caused by the daughter of Zur, who was a chief high prince of the Midianites. He put them to death. He was the Spirit of the Lord was still with him to go and avenge the Lord's people, alright, by destroying the Midianites, man, or making war with them and destroying their leadership. Okay? Alright, verse 7. And they warred against the Midianites as the Lord commanded Moses. And they slew all the males. Alright? And they slew the kings of Midian, besides the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi and Rechem and Zur, alright, and Hur and Reba, 5 kings of Midian. Balaam also, the son of Beor, they slew with the sword, because he was the whole root of this, man. Okay? Alright? Because he should have known better. When you read Numbers chapter 22 through 24, the Lord basically put the Spirit on him, alright, to tell Balak, alright, that the children of Israel, he won't be able to curse them, and the children of Israel is going to be a great nation in the latter days, man. And it upset Balak, king of Moab, alright, and they came up with this device, alright, because Balaam wanted money, so he set up this device to teach Balak to try to deceive Israel into going off so that they can destroy them, and it backfired. Okay, those niggas that was wicked, they got put to death, 24,000 in one day. Alright, okay, and then the Lord sent Phinehas with the rest of Israel. I knew Joshua and Caleb was up in that mix too. They went and they fucking destroyed these goddamn Midianites in their leadership, and they put that false prophet, soothsaying devil Balaam to death. And that's what's gonna happen to all you fucking clowns out there that got paid off, alright, that's doing the bidding of our enemy Esau, because he know about this account, alright, trying to persuade the people to worship the son and the woman, alright, and to practice those sacrifices, meaning those feasts and high days, dealing with son worship and woman worship, and then to commit fornication, because you niggas is teaching sex magic too, man. Alright, polite, no light. Alright, so you niggas are gonna get put to death. You're gonna feel the fate of Balaam, man. Alright, the son of Beor. And you elites, alright, and you leaders, alright, that's and paying these niggas off to teach this madness, you gonna feel the fate of these kings, man. You gonna feel the fate of those that have persuade counsel against the Lord, man. Against Yahawah, Shema, Shai, all false prophets and all those that endorse them, alright, and persuade them shall be put to death, man. Thus saith the Lord. Okay? Alright? So that's what happened. Alright? Okay? So let's recount. Okay? So the scriptures say this. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 1. It says, Now therefore hearken, O Israel, unto the statutes and unto the judgments, which I teach you, for to do them, that ye may live and go in and possess the land which the Lord God of your fathers giveth you. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your power which I commanded you. Your eyes have seen what the Lord did because of Baal-Peor. For all the men that follow Baal-Peor, the Lord thy power hath destroyed them from among you. But ye that did cleave unto the Lord your God are all alive, every one of you, this day. Okay? That's right. Okay? So it's important, man. Alright? So remember that. Alright? Moses, alright, he warned Israel that, man. Like we warning you now. Okay? Hosea. Okay, Hosea 9 and 10. Okay, it says, I found Israel like grapes in the wilderness. I saw your fathers as the first ripe, and the fig tree at her first time. Meaning very sacred, very pure, man. Very holy. Okay. But they went to Baal-Peor and separated themselves unto that shame. So it's an abomination, right? It's a deadly sin. 2, 3, it will bring shame upon you, man. And that's what's going to happen to you clowns out there that's keep endorsing this sun worship and this woman worship, man. Alright? Like the house of conscience, which is basically a house full of madness, man. Alright? You niggas gonna be ashamed, man. And all you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that prescribe to that madness, either following the house of conscience, following these so-called religions of the world, freedom of religion, and not dealing with the Lord according to the Bible, alright, and truth and sincerity, alright, you're engaging in son and woman worship, and you're going to be put to death, man. It's going to be a shame unto you. It's going to be considered an abomination, and you're going to receive the judgment of it. Plagues, death, and destruction. Okay? Alright? It says, but they went to Baal-Peor and separated themselves unto that shame, and their abominations were counted as they loved. Yeah. Okay. Alright. That's right. Okay. It's a lot. Alright. Let me see if there's anything else on this topic. So that's mainly the point, man. Alright, read this. Ecclesiasticus 44 and 23. The third in glory is Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, because he had zeal and the fear of the Lord, and stood up with good courage of heart when the people were turned back, and made reconciliation for Israel. Therefore was there a covenant of peace made with him, that he should be the chief of the sanctuary and of his people, and that he and his posterity should have the dignity of the priesthood forever. That's right. So that was the chosen line out of the sons of Aaron, alright, that will continue in the priesthood, alright, through the line of Phinehas. Okay. So, yeah. That's a beautiful thing, man. Alright? So you should remember Phinehas, man, and his example. Alright? That he stood for the Lord. Alright? And he was zealous. Okay? And the Lord was with him. Okay? Alright? And the Lord blessed him, man. Alright? With great glory and honor. Alright? And with a great promise, man. But to them other leaders that should have known better, alright? 20 and 4,000 that turned away from the Lord and worship Baal-Peor, worship the sun, alright, and this woman, alright, they got put to death. So that's the fate of all you clowns that's pushing that madness. Alright? So with that, hopefully this was edifying. Alright? And yeah. It's up to you. Are you gonna serve Yahawah Shemal Shah? Or are you gonna believe that that Baal is the power, man? Finish it off with that. That'll be my closing scripture. Alright. 1 Kings 18. Alright. 1 Kings 18. Alright, 1 Kings 18:21. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long held ye between two opinions? If the Lord Yahawah Shemal Shah be the Most High, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. Alright? That's right. So choose ye today whom you gonna serve, man. Yahawah Shemal Shah, or you gonna follow the gods of the nations, man. Alright? But just know, if you participate in that, you're gonna receive that fate, which is death, a shameful, one, you're gonna be counted an abomination. You're gonna suffer a shameful, gruesome, horrible death. Alright? But with the Lord is life, man. So with that, choose life. Alright? By serving Yahawah Shemal Shah. Alright? I say shalom.